Debbie Gibson. The first time I heard myself on the radio, it was really incredible. I mean, I was driving home from the city with my mom and my dad and my younger sister, and we knew the song had been played a few times. I mean, because in the beginning it's played like in the every 10-hour rotation, you know? So it's like we just stayed glued to that radio because I couldn't wait to hear it. And what it was like the 12-inch mix, so we heard don't, shh, don't, and I was going, is this it? Is this it? Dad, turn it up. And he started like driving to the beat and almost drove off the road. That was really wild. The demos that got me my contract with Atlantic, actually, it wasn't one demo, it was numerous demos. And, you know, I just kept recording and recording and recording everything I wrote. They must have heard 50 songs before they signed me to do a 12-inch that would be released to clubs, period. A lot of people think it happened so easy, but it really doesn't. I mean, they were listening to my music for a year, really, before they signed me. Really, it was a choice between Only in My Dreams and Out of the Blue. We went with Only in My Dreams for the first single, and it ended up being like the biggest selling 12-inch of the year. So Atlantic said, okay, now we'll release a single to radio. Then it went to number 4 on the pop charts. Then Atlantic said, okay, where's the album, you know? And then we had like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that to do the album. The whole album. I was working like 30 hours a day, you know? Know how I wrote a love song at age 13 because I didn't have my first boyfriend really until I was like 14, but having older sisters helps. I used to kind of observe them and they didn't really know they were being watched. You know, I didn't like spy on them. I just, you know, based some of my ideas on observing them in relationships and stuff like that. Anyone's capable of writing a love song. It's a matter of putting yourself in someone else's shoes and just writing it from their point of view.
There was no reason, there was no reason, just a foolish beat of my heart.
Foolish Beat I wrote on an airplane, and you know, I had not been through any traumatic romances, and I still haven't, knock wood. And you know, I was just on a plane, and I had this sort of eerie kind of melody in my head, and I wrote the chorus on the plane, and then when I got home, I wrote the verses.
And when we said goodbye, oh, the look in your eyes just left me beside myself without your heart.
I can really write anytime, anywhere, I think. I think the time that I do the most writing is late at night. You kind of get in that thoughtful mood, you know. But really, I've written songs, I would say, at every single time of the day and every place you could imagine. Hotel rooms, my room, dinner tables, school, airplanes, you name it, I think I've written a song there. Really, like, when I get an idea, I just write the song immediately, wherever it is.
Shake your love, I just can't shake your love. Shake your love, I just can't shake your love. Shake your love, I just can't shake. Shake your love, I just can't shake your love. Shake it.
The song Shake Your Love just really started with that catchy hook, that dun, dun, dun. And I had that chorus lying around for a long time, that shake your love, just can't shake your love. And then finally I made up my mind. I said, I'm going to write some verses to this thing already. It's just really about someone you can't get out of your mind.
Shake your love, I just can't shake your love. Shake your love, I just can't shake your love. Out of the blue, out of the blue.
The record, Out of the Blue, actually sounds very similar to its original demo. You know, I kept a lot of the same parts. Because, you know, the demo, it's like when I do a demo, I just demo it very quickly, and I know I'm just going on instinct. So really, yeah, you know, obviously we tighten up the arrangement and everything, but it sounds really exactly how I initially heard it in my head.
Now with you, out of the blue, love appeared before my eyes. With you, dreams come true. I never thought I'd realize what love was, what love was, what love was.
It's funny because I was always so confident about how the first album was going to do and everything. In the studio I was saying, oh, can't wait till it goes platinum, just really confident like that. And a lot of people would say, now you don't know if it's going to go platinum, it's a first album. I said, I know, but I just know it in my mind it's going to do well. And so I really never doubted myself for a minute, and I think that's a big key to success in general. But I still have this little card that Fred Czar, one of the producers that I work with, actually the producer I work with now, he gave me a card when we had completed the first album and said, think big, think platinum, and it went triple. So, I mean, obviously I couldn't be happier. The way a lot of people characterize my singing style is, it's been compared to Olivia Newton-John. It's been compared to Bette Midler, Karen Carpenter, Madonna. In a sense, maybe it's a mixture of all of those things. The comparison to Bette Midler, I think, comes from the fact that I've had a theatrical background. The same thing with Madonna. I mean, she's very theatrical in her style of singing. How I would describe, without comparing it to anyone in particular, I think my singing style is, my voice is very clear. I don't go for that sort of raspy sound. It's just not me. And I do like theatrical sort of presentation. My childhood was very diverse. I mean, I did a lot of things. And I maintain a balance between a normal childhood and like a professional kind of a childhood. Really the word that comes to my mind is fun and busy. When I was little, I used to do a lot of theater. I used to perform in plays. I used to cut casting calls out of the newspapers and leave them on the table with, a note to my mom and dad that said, take me, take me. So it was not a case of the parents pushing the child. It was a case of the child pushing the parents. When my first record came out, a lot of people capitalized on the fact that I was young. 16, young, teen. And I was saying to myself, what's the big deal? There are Olympic gymnasts who are 15, for God's sake. I mean, they're out there doing backflips. It's like what I do isn't as nearly as difficult as that. And so really the song is really saying learn to expect great things from young people and treat them like people.